Now, starting the topic plasma. Plasma, which is a composition of blood that constitutes 55% of the blood. It is a pale yellow, slightly alkaline, containing pH 7.4, transparent fluid matrix of blood. Fluid matrix. Basically, it constitutes 55% of the blood. It constitutes 55% of the blood. It contains 92% water, and 8% solute. Basically, the plasma contains 5 types of solutes. Like protein that contain fibrinogen, albumin, globulin, and prothrombin. Besides this, it also contains nutrients, excretory products, and inorganic salts, and other substances. Then we will discuss here the second portion, that is blood corpuscles. Next topic is blood corpuscles or blood cells. When we are talking about the blood corpuscles, it constitute 45% of the blood. It constitutes 45% of the blood. Basically, what happens in the blood corpuscles? Blood corpuscles are of 3 types, that is RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. So first we will discuss about RBCs. Here we are discuss about RBC. When we are talking about RBC, or it is also known as erythrocytes or erythrocytes. In fishes, first we talk about in fishes, amphibians, reptiles, RBCs are nucleated. In mammals, RBCs are enucleated. Exception is camel and llama. Next, when we are talking about the number of RBCs vary in both male and female. When we are talking about the number of RBCs, first, when we are talking about in male, the number of RBCs in male is 5.5 to 5.5 million per mm³ of blood. While in female, the number of RBCs is 4.5 million per mm³ of blood. So the number of RBCs in female is less than the number of RBCs in male. Now, when we are talking about the RBC contains जब हम आरबीसी की बात कर रहे हैं, आरबीसी कंटेन पिगमेंट नेम hemoglobin which is a conjugated protein contain iron and protein which is a conjugated protein contain iron. It is a conjugated protein, but it is a conjugated protein contain iron. Next, when we talking about the hemoglobin, we all know that hemoglobin is an essential component of our RBCs. One molecule of hemoglobin binds with 4 molecules of oxygen, and 100 ml of blood contains at least 15 grams of hemoglobin. If the amount of hemoglobin is less, then the person is suffering from anemia. If the amount of hemoglobin is less, then the person is suffering from anemia. Next, when we are talking about the hemoglobin content also varies in male and female. When we are talking about female, the hemoglobin content is 12 plus minus 2 gram, but in male it is 14.5 plus minus 2 gram. The hemoglobin content is varies on female and males also. The hemoglobin content is less in female compared to male. Next, when we are talking about the increased number of RBCs and decreased number of RBCs, then a special term given to them. For example, for the increased number in RBCs, for increase in number of RBCs, the increase in the number of RBCs, then the term given is polycythemia. Then the term given is polycythemia, while the decrease in the number of RBCs, the term given is erythropenia. Okay. Next topic. When we are talking about the lifespan of RBC, when we are talking about the lifespan of RBC is 120 days. That is 120 days. The new RBCs are formed in red bone marrow. Okay. When we are talking about in embryonic condition, in embryonic stage, RBCs are produced by liver and spleen. RBC produced by liver and spleen. So when we describe about the topic, that is when we talk about the topic, that is how RBCs is formed. So we say that first is yolk sac. RBC is first in yolk sac, then it comes into liver, then liver forms RBCs, then spleen, and finally when we talking about the in RBCs are later formed in bone marrow. When we're talking about the adult, RBCs is formed in bone marrow, but in embryonic stage, before embryonic stage, the RBCs are formed in yellow yolk sac, then it is formed in the liver and the spleen, and then finally it is formed in the bone marrow. Iron, vitamin B12 and folic acid stimulate maturation of RBCs. Iron, vitamin B12 and folic acid stimulate RBC maturation. Stimulate RBC maturation. Okay. Then, when we say that deficiency of animal, the deficiency of animal either it may be iron, either it may be vitamin B12 or folic acid, where disease causes anemia. The disease causes anemia. The disease cause is anemia. Deficiency of any of this causes anemia. Deficiency of any of these causes anemia. This is all about the RBCs when we talk about the RBCs. But the last topic is that the formation of RBCs. When we're talking about the formation of RBCs, the term used here is known as erythropoiesis. Okay,